Hi there, everybody. It's Nora again. And a few things. One, this activity, I guess you could call it, that I created, it is really, I even titled it Learning About Computation Layer. It's where I do like all my practice stuff, or if I see that someone else did something really cool in Computation Layer, I will copy that particular screen or screens and add it to this and then go back and study it. And so it's just my playground for learning CL, my personal one. So I thought I would just continue to add to this um, while making these videos. So today I wanted to talk about tables, and I already created it, and I want to show you how it works first, and then we'll start from scratch and make our own. I also want to point out that this past weekend I got more subscribers on YouTube. I'm up to 7. Hi, Mom and Dad. Actually, I am really thrilled. I know I joke, but I'm really just making these videos for myself because I honestly learn best when I talk out loud. Um, and these videos are forcing me to organize my thoughts. So the two of you that jumped on board here and are supporting me, you're really making my day. So thank you very much. All right, so let's preview and just see what happens here. I didn't put any directions in. Meh. I would for the students, of course, but maybe it's intuitive. So we have this graph, and what I want to do is, get the y values that correspond with the given x values. So I'm sure you can figure this out. So 7, 3, -1, and the teacher knows that it's correct, and the students know that they have everything correct. If one thing is wrong, it won't tell them what is wrong. So there's that feature. So the students will only know when everything is correct. Okay, so let's build this. So the first thing I'm going to do is put in a graph, and I'm just going to make a linear equation here. How about just x plus 2? You can put in whatever you want, right? There it is. And now I want a table component. And you can go x, y. I do like to start putting in notation that my students get comfortable with it. Before I would just go with what the textbook had. Shame, right? Years and years and years ago when I only used a textbook. And they would come up to the state exam, and they told me, what is this f times x? And I'm like, oh man, we never went over that, and I can't tell them now. All right, so anyway, here I'm just going to go with, let's say, -1, 0, and 1. We'll keep it nice and simple for our learning purposes. I'm just going to start with this, and the first thing I'm going to do is set this up so the teacher knows if the student is correct, because I know sometimes you don't want the student to know if they're correct. There's many reasons, right? I'm going to label this component. It's a table component, so I'm labeling it table, and I always like to label it after the screen number it's on. I do realize that if I click and drag my screens around, everything's a complete mess, so make sure you know the order you want it in before you start this. Okay, let's see. For the teacher to know that it's correct. So we're going into the computation layer here for the table, and we're going to type in correct. One mistake I kept making was I would start it with a capital C, and computation layer would be like, what is correct with a capital C? I don't recognize that. It's all lowercase. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the numeric values of the table. So we called that table 21 dot, and here are your options. I want the cell numeric value because it's a number in there. Now this is where I got messed up. I am so used to, with ordered pairs, going horizontally and then vertically. However, with the table, it's the reverse. So the first thing you're going to put in is what row cell are you looking at. So let's take a look here. I'm going to get this one first. So this is row 1 of this part. It doesn't include this top part. So this is row 1, column 2. So we're going to put 1, 2. And I want that numeric value to be, oh, I probably should have figured that out. Where are we here? That would be 1. And now I want the cell below that. So again, table 21, cell numeric value. Now the cell below that will be row 2, column 2. So 2, 2. And that should equal 2. I think that's what it was. I'll go back and check then. And then the third cell, so all of this is still the same. All right, so this would be row 3, column 2. And that should equal 3, I believe. Let me just double check. I like spaces. Just looks nice visually. All right, so it should be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 would be my answers. Now, let's preview it and just see what happens. So the teacher's like, okay, I can see the student hasn't started this yet. Student started it, but they're not completely correct. It didn't tell me that the student is correct, even though they are. It's saying that they're not wrong, but they're not right. What's going on here? Do you remember? Yeah, because we have this graph component here, we have to tell Desmos, just read it only, don't look for right or wrong. So, read only, true. Now it should work. Review it, 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Look at how awesome we are. Okay, now let's say you want the students to know if they're correct or not. I'm going to put a note component in. Looks good. I'd like it there. I'm going to go into my table component and grab all of this. I don't feel like typing that again. Why reinvent the wheel? All right, now up here, again, this is my notation. I like to give it a variable name first. So this is screen 21. So variable 21a equals all of that we just copied. So I'm going to paste it there. Okay. Then variable 21b will be my if-then statement. Sorry, when otherwise statement. So when they're correct, so when variable 21a happens, I want them to get this feedback. It will be a green check mark. Right now, just put in the quotation marks. Otherwise, they'll be wrong or not completely correct and get this feedback. So here's the correct feedback. You can write the word yes. You can write, you rock, way to go, you're super awesome. Me, I put a green check mark. If you're not quite there yet, red X. All right, the content, again, that has to be all lowercase. Don't make my mistake and, try to start your sentence with a capital letter. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, no. Current. I'm sorry. It's early here. All right. Correct. Well, variable 21. What am I doing? Variable 21b will let them know. Okay, so that's got to be the $sign, curly brackets, and all of that fun stuff. So let's check it all out. All right, review. I'm Pennsylvania Dutch, so we got some weird words, stuff going on. Grütze. Do you know the word Grütze? There we go. Student knows if they're correct. Teacher knows if they're correct. Beautiful. Okay, there you go with tables. Have fun with that.